So next we are talking to Lenovo, and we're covering the role responsible AI is playing in shaping the future of technology and the IT channel, with a particular focus on sustainability and trust. I'd like to welcome Virginie Le Barbu, Global Sustainability Director for International Markets at Lenovo, and Keith Toh, Director of EMEA Partner Strategy Enablement at AMD. Is this working? Hello? Can you hear me? Yes? I'm already sick of the sound of my own voice, so I'll let you guys talk. So, Virginie, I'll come to you first. When we talk about responsible AI, what does it mean from your organisation's perspective, and why does it matter now?
I think when you look at the slides that have just been presented, I think the answer is here. So we know that AI will have a huge impact on the energy consumption, on the water consumption. It can have a negative one, but it can also have a positive one. The way we are addressing responsible AI, and if we want to call it sustainable AI in Lenovo, it's really linked to a simple principle that is trust. We are the #1 PC maker in the world. Our technology is representing 1/3 of the worldwide data centers, not data centers, supercomputer, which is slightly different. And at the end of the day, we want our customer to make sure they are trusting not only the technology, but also the AI that is powering it. And that's why we have built an AI governance model. That is, we have one concept that is quite easy. We want AI to be inclusive, we want AI to protect the user rights, and we want to make sure that AI won't be hurting anyone. And for that, we are working very closely with NGOs and government, making sure that we are integrating the legislations that are already in place, but also working ahead of the game to make sure that we are not waiting after them to be able to put in place those framework and structure. So it's really important for us to make sure that whatever we are doing on AI, there is a very strong structure around privacy and security. And ultimately on the way we are integrating AI, but also on the way we are building our technology.
Keith, would you add anything to that?
Sure. I'll also talk about why it matters now. So I don't think anybody disagree when I say the AI use cases is evolving, and it's evolving really, really fast. What we are seeing as a trend today is AI is becoming increasingly agentic and autonomous. What this means is we are now allowing AI to think and take action on our behalf. And what that means is we are ready to accept the responsibility that comes with it. So we need to pause and think what that means for us, right? So the adoption of AI has passed a threshold where failure modes are no longer theoretical or hypothetical. It has now, legal implication, geopolitical implication. It affects trust, safety, privacy, legal exposure if you are not careful. Now, you will have a school of thought of people saying, but responsible AI slows innovation. We disagree. We believe responsible AI is necessary for the sustenance of innovation and progression of innovation. So at AMD, we believe it's not a theoretical exercise. It's not a policy-level exercise for us. We believe and we implement it as a system-level discipline. So what this means for us is we put theories into action. Our responsible AI strategy focuses on 3 core pillars. #1, AI governance, which means we have a set of framework, principles, process, and approval workflow, right? That's aligned to global standards like the ISO 42001, the EU AI Act, which is more of a regulation than a standard. And we practice it. So no AI solution that is unapproved will be allowed to be deployed, right? And this creates clarity for our organization, and it builds a culture within AMD that compliance and safety is just part of everything and how we build. The second pillar that we have is ecosystem partnership, which is, I think, what we are here for, right? Because we are not alone, right? I think it's a responsibility responsibility for everyone in the ecosystem, and everybody owns their own piece of expertise, and that's when partnership really is really important. So we partner with a lot of universities and responsible AI startup, because this is really where a lot of work is happening today, believe me, a lot. We work with them to really research, evolve, and continue to push the boundary of safety AI, AI safety and benchmark. Very last, we are a silicon vendor. Obviously, we produce products and we release solutions. So it is our mantra to really deliver trusted AI solution. And we develop toolkits in terms of AI safety and agentic toolkits, and we integrate these solutions into our products, right? Making sure that we deliver AI that is both impactful and responsible.
So Virginie, I'll come to you with the next one. I think this has slightly been answered, but how does Lenovo approach responsible AI in solution design, for example, in your model selection, data usage, deployment patterns or risk assessment?
So we have a set of AI tools and LLMs that have been approved that our engineers are using. And through this set of AI tools and LLMs, we are really making sure that each of our product, solution, or project are, in one sense, green stamped by the Privacy and Security Office. So today our AI group is led by our Privacy and Security team, and this is really showing the importance of this topic at Lenovo, because our Chief AI and Security Officer is reporting directly to our CEO. So this is the way we are currently working, and all these tools and LLMs are vetted by AI Governance Council. And this whole approach we're having is currently being adopted widely upstream by all our development community. And we have seen that it has decreased by 70% the non-compliance. So, and I fully agree on what you said regarding innovation. You can think that by putting in place all these processes, it's a bit restrictive, but in fact it is the opposite, because we are making sure that our teams do have the right tools and the right framework to be able to scale AI rapidly, but in a good way, in one sense.
Keith, would you add anything to that?
Sure. I think whether it is model selection, data usage, or deployment, it follows the same set of principles. And at AMD, for us, it's centered around safety by design. So what this means is we have established a risk assessment workflow that's aligned to the global standards that I mentioned earlier on, so the ISO 42001 and the EU AI Act. And we follow that strictly. So what I mean by that is, so obviously as AMD, we also release AI solution, not just silicon platforms. And every AI solution needs to go through this approval workflow. And it's a multi-stage approval that we need to go through. And this touches legal, info, security, procurement, SOX, which equals to financial and control assurance, and our responsible AI lead, right? And like I mentioned earlier on, any unapproved use cases will not be deployed, right? And it's a journey for us. We started this journey in 2023, and hundreds of use cases were being put forward. We only managed to get 27 use cases approved. Today, last year in 2025, we managed to bring that number up to 170. So it's a learning process for us. And when you get to that critical mass, you need to start to weigh and balance between speed and governance. So this is also, we start to adopt a system like the Nexus Lane and traffic light assessment to really look at automating low-risk AI solution. Right, and making sure there's human oversight on the medium and high-risk deployments that we are looking at. And everything that we release internally and externally goes through this framework. Now, obviously, I'm from AMD. I can't not talk about silicon. And silicon is embedded into all our system, because today, you can't have model trust if you do not have hardware trust. right? So safety is important in the product that we produce. So I'm going to do a little bit of a brand placement there. Our EPIC CPU and our Instinct accelerator offers confidential computing, isolation, and secure by design and hardware protections.
There we go.
EPIC CPU and
Smoothly done.
Instinct.
I like that. Very smooth. We're talking a lot today about collaboration and working together. So looking ahead, and I don't know which one of you wants to take this one first, but where do you see the biggest opportunities for collaboration across chip manufacturers, vendors, and the channel as well for responsible AI?
I'll go first. I'm going to do a little bit of a sidetrack here and talk about, actually it's very interesting that responsible AI is emerging as a high-value consultancy and service revenue stream. And if I think about who in the ecosystem is best positioned to take advantage of this opportunity, it has to be the channel, right? Because customer looks at you to integrate hardware, software, and your services to produce usable solutions for them, right? And this is really no different from any technology that you enable for your customer, because your customer are looking at you to help them with advisory and readiness assessment, right? They are looking at you to design and deploy and build a trusted AI architecture. They are looking at you to deploy that solution with built-in responsible AI control. And maybe they will even need you to manage responsible AI as a managed service. This is no different from cybersecurity, modern workspace. The difference is the technology and the know-how. So hopefully by just sidetracking a little bit, everybody kind of has the answer of where are the collaboration opportunity, because it's the same, right? And I think the channel is best positioned because the good and bad thing today about our ecosystem is fragmented. Everybody in the ecosystem has our own expertise and our own solution. And the channel is the glue that brings us together. So there's an opportunity here for channel partner to turn a set of fragmented efforts on responsible AI and turn them into a integrated, shareable model that you can offer value to your partners, right? So think about bringing us in. If you have a conversation with our customer, well, not me and Virginie, we are just the pretty faces in our company. We have subject matter expert that we can bring in. If you are thinking about building solution and services, right, for your customer, bring us in. Maybe we can contribute to how we can shape that services and solution for you. So I guess I'll leave it there in terms of collaboration.
Virginie.
Yes. Collaboration, my favorite word. So as you can imagine, if AMD is sitting next to me today, there is something cooking. So as you know, we have built this community, the Lenovo 360 Circle, that is made to empower the channel on sustainability. And when you talk about sustainability and AI, you can't really split both, because as I was saying at the beginning, AI can become a big enabler and accelerator for sustainability. And this is where we are enhancing the collaboration around responsible, sustainable AI, and where we want to make sure that the partner will get what they need to make sure that they are not only implementing AI the right way in their infrastructure, but also, as Keith was saying, that you are positioning the most responsible and sustainable technology and solution on the market. So over the past 9 months, we had a lot of workshops and meetings with partners discussing about the role of AI, ultimately the risk associated to AI, but also the opportunities. And moving forward, in fact, it's not an isolated topic. It's really a topic that needs to be spreaded everywhere, a bit like sustainability, and both are really going hand in hand. So we are currently working on a plan with AMD on how we want to work together on this topic to make sure that we are empowering even more the channel on responsible AI. There is a topic that we can already speak about is we have AMD is sponsoring a woman mentoring program that we have put in place inside the Lenovo 360 Circle, and this year, as part of the mentoring program, there is an AI pillar. So we want to make sure that we are also empowering employees and channel members using properly AI and taking it at their advantage while considering the consequences it is having. When you look at your slide, I mean, you see what it costs to do a ChatGPT request. I think there is also a big education on how to use AI that will be critical in the coming years. And the use phase, as you were perfectly saying, will be a big, big burden. So it will be a collective responsibility, and we want to use the Lenovo 360 Circle to make sure that we are fully embracing this responsibility.
Ooh, exciting things to come. So, how long have we got? Ooh, a couple of minutes. If you could give one piece of advice to companies starting their responsible AI journey, what would it be? I'll let you fight. Who has it first?
Again, yeah. So
polite fight.
I think AI isn't just a code; it's organic. It learns, it responds on the fly. So there is something that is very important for any company is to make sure that you are on an ongoing journey to be able to repair, to audit, and to improve and protect the AI system you will put in place. But there is one thing that is important, is that it's really a bold top-down approach in the way you are implementing framework and policy inside the company. And this is this frame that will really help on making sure you are keeping control.
First of all, I just want to congratulate partners who are starting on this journey. Hopefully, through the conversation we just had, you recognize the importance of being on this journey. I would say, think about it from an end-to-end perspective, right? I think number one, be hyper clear in terms of why responsible AI is important for your organization, right? Why is there intent? And if one of your motivation is so that you can provide services and solutions to your customer, then walk the talk by becoming your own customer zero, right, and deploying that solution. I would say nobody has to start from scratch today. There's a lot of global standards that you can leverage to go and build your own framework and principles and workflow, right? A lot of companies stop here. They write the principles, they organize a few awareness sessions, and they call it a day. That's necessary, but it's not sufficient, right? Successful companies that deploys responsible AI are the ones that continue to ask this question. And the question is, where in the system can AI fail? And is there a physical switch that I can stop this? So it's not just about building, approval, deploy, it's also about shutdown, right? If you can't find an answer that points to a gate, a control, or a kill switch, you do not have responsible AI. And I think that's important for everyone to recognize that, right? And last but not least, again, we are all here because of potential partnerships that we can explore. I think it is the best way to accelerate whatever you're doing in this space. So definitely start building those partnerships and build them early.
Brilliant stuff. Well, thank you very much, Virginie and Keith. And I'm sure they'll be around to speak to in the breaks and after this event. So,
with pleasure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.